grandfathered into the Mets by my grandfather, literally.
We love the
And
Mets too. That's little brother, but you know, Hernandez and them guys.
and speaking of which, I just found out from a mutual friend of ours. I'm just going to say this, and he said he'll know. Hillside Little League.
Ooh, somebody knows Home Run Williams.
Somebody knows. Somebody told me his name is DJ Bedrock from WBLS. I think y'all
That's
used
my
to
man.
play together on the same
Yeah,
team. He said you were a great center fielder.
yeah, man. We had actually he was a great player. We all were really good. We beat everybody. All of us had nicknames. Mr. Bedison, I think, right off of 222nd Street, the Bronx, and Baychester. Him and his son Dow Bedison. Dow was the back catcher. I'm trying. Oh man, I'm trying to go back. My man played Rodway and his brother, two big Jamaican dudes from Edenwald, played first and second. Bobby Newman and Rodway Newman. We had the squad. I think Bent was the third baseman. I played outfield. I don't remember the other two outfielders, but yeah, I used to have a little wheel and a gun. But them wheels ain't working like they used to.
So, but I'm curious to know though, man. You love baseball that much? You didn't have any aspirations and wanted to pursue it like all the way, or did you?
I did, but man, when we were playing, the money was you'd be lucky to get 200,000. So music was a little more shiny to me back then. But I'm
Nah,
glad I chose music. I think it was the road I was supposed to go. But man, I would have loved to have played. You know, even in college, I would have probably liked that. But to play one game at the professional level would have been amazing.
I would.
So I'm sorry about the noise.
No, man. Look, man. We're all dealing with stuff. I'm dealing with Wi-Fi stuff, and
Oh,
you're
look,
dealing with noise. So
hey Lenny, listen, this is funny. Somebody's called in and said, "Yo, don't forget you were a great bowler. Shout out to Bowlerland and Gun Hill Post, because that was my hustling grind. That's how I ate."
I'm surprised. Not pool. Not pool.
Pool and bowling, yeah, that was it for me.
Wow.
Baseball,
So,
pool, and bowling.
all right. So, what's your skills now on the bowling tip or the pool tip?
Bowling tip, I'm still really crazy. Pool, I got it. You know, pool is like golf. When you put it down, it'll lose you. Bowling's a little more easier, at least especially generally. But then once you start really locking in on the bowling, you start adjusting your fingertips, semi-fingertip, conventional. Then you want sometimes rubber, sometimes plastic, depending on the
Oh, look at
lanes,
you.
whether they're slick or not.
Look at you, man.
So
You speaking language I don't even understand. I just picked up the bowling ball. I didn't study it like that, so I'm afraid to
somebody,
go against you on a bowling
somebody
alley. But
said,
I will.
somebody said, "What's your average, Lenny?" I averaged, well, one year I averaged 208, and I was 12 years old. I beat Ernie Schlegel, a professional. My mom, we used to have the adult child tournament against the pros. Beat Schlegel scratch. I think I had like a 660 series or something.
Damn.
I almost shot a 300 that day. I shot a 279. I had 9 in a row, and I crashed and burned after that.
Hey, man, I would love to play a game of bowling with you just to learn, because I know you're gonna kill me. But
Nah, you know, I'll put it this way. I'll probably hit at least 150. I'm still pretty cool with the spares, but it takes me a minute to figure out the strike zone because, you know, these lanes are different. They got a lot of synthetics and all kinds of crazy stuff. Back in my day, it was all wood. How shiny was the wood?
how shiny is it, baby? Well, you know what, brother? You're shiny right now, man,
I'm
and I'm so happy
excited, man.
you're back on the. You're coming back up. Only thing I need you to do right now, brother, I'm putting a little pressure. I need some new music from Christopher Williams.
Okay, I promise, man. I'm working on something right now. I'm doing a record called Interpretations, and it's basically a duets album. So I got some surprises, man. And there are no original songs, but they're like the duets that we've loved through time. So I'm starting with that. I'm finishing up my Christmas record finally, and I'm back in the studio with Stanley Brown making a record called Hope Dealer, which is like about the love of life and God and inspiring people. You guys might have got a glimpse of it on IG. It kind of went viral, called God's Property. And, you know, Stanley's on fire right now. He got the single with Hezekiah, Karen Clark, and her daughter Kiki, who I had the pleasure of working with. She played my daughter in a play. And we did a song called God's Property. Me, Eric Bellinger, Aaron Hall, and Pastor Jason Nelson. And the record's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You know
And
what? I just connected with Stanley, man. We've been in the same circles and we've never met in life. But I just had a conversation with him not too long ago.
that's the maestro for me. I mean, I'm fortunate, man. You know, Lenny, we meet a lot of talented people. You know, we're all talented. Everybody has something to give. But it's cool when it goes beyond that. And, you know, now it's like we've made, I know when you were growing up, like imagine we used to think about Frankie Crocker and now you're the Frankie Crocker.
Well,
you know what I'm
this is going to
saying?
surprise you. This is going to really surprise you. When I was growing up, I thought I was going to be in your lane. I was, at 9 years old, I started singing.
Oh, wow. I never knew that, Lenny.
I
just thought you
never.
was a fly guy from Brooklyn.
Very kind, bro. Very kind. Nah, man, I was singing. I thought I was going to be Michael Jackson #2.
Wow.
God had a different plan. I didn't get into radio. I didn't fall in love with radio till college, the Kingsborough Community College out in Brooklyn. And that's
you didn't
when
hear
things
your
changed.
voice?
Huh?
No one said, yo, Lenny, you got the voice. You didn't hear your voice? I mean, your voice sounds like radio.
I didn't hear my voice because I was the first tenor, believe it or not.
You was like, I want you to hear my singing voice, not my speaking voice.
I didn't have a speaker. To me, I wasn't paying attention to it. I don't know, when did you start paying attention to your voice?
When I knew I wouldn't play baseball, I'm not really cool with like doctors. So, you know, sports is real. It's real medically infringing upon your body. And I was like, And I think around when I really knew I wanted to sing, I was probably like 13 years old. I had tinges of it earlier, you know, being a Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder fan. But when I was 13, I got a chance to witness people like Teddy Pendergrass, Marvin Gaye, Jeffrey Osborne, James Ingram, Peebo Bryson. When I first heard Peebo sing Feel the Fire, I was like, man, I want to be able to do that.
Well, you did do it with Stephanie.
And I got a chance to do it like Teddy, though, because that became, and through Teddy, I found Teddy, Luke, and Marvin allowed me to find a voice in Christopher Williams. Probably
like that,
mimicking those three, but not able to do any of them. But thank God it formed into something that I could do.
Well, first, I'm glad to hear this information. But first, I need to make sure everyone understands this. For those of you who missed Christopher, when he said happy birthday and showed up at the Apollo Theater for D Nice, that was phenomenal. Club Quarantine, D Nice is on fire. Christopher Williams is going to be in New York, y'all. He's going to be in New York April 21st. You want to be? Now, I know it's right after 420. I know it's right after 420, and you're going to be hung over a little bit after 420. I need you to be at SOB's on Friday the 21st. All right, to see this brother light it up, because he's definitely going to light it up. I have the honors of introducing this brother, which is very, very rare, and I'm happy and honored. Shout out to China Black for putting this together, because she is a mastermind in bringing you to the forefront, man. And thank you for even, putting my name in the mix on the table. I appreciate that.
Man. Always, Lenny. You know it's always love. Last time I seen you was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but it's good to be back, man. For those of y'all who prayed for me while I was going through my thing, appreciate it. I'm not 100%, but I'm thankful for the 60, and every day I'm out here walking and trying to lift these 5 pounds of weight, 10 pounds of weight, and get myself back together. So God is good. And I promised God that I would die empty this time.
Ooh.
So I'm still full. I promised God I would die empty. And I felt everybody's love and respect, not even just for me as a music person, just I believe me as a man. And whenever I see people who are from the culture that we built in New York, have a place on the team. Wherever you put me doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I'm thankful. So big shout out to everybody out there listening, and just continuing to, lift us up.
Hey, Christopher, man, you're the starting five, baby. You're starting five, if not starting three. I mean, really. And I'm so glad, because your voice, your presence, your voice, the timbre that you bring forth is missing in R&B. So we need that grit. We need that presentation stronger than ever to balance out everything else. Because, somebody started the rumor, but I think, it got diminished about R&B being dead. And I don't think R&B is dead. I think it just has to be revitalized, or it has to come forth And radio plays a part in that as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We have to support that.
Yeah, and we got to continue to push the people that we know that are touched with the gift. I mean, you know, a lot of times I hear guys my age, or maybe I don't know what's going on, there's some kind of like they're pitted or plotted into saying, well, what about the music today? Music is in great hands. Bruno Mars, Andy Pack, her, Jasmine Sullivan, Leanne LaHavas, and you can go on and on and on. Music, J. Cole, okay, I drew a blank. That's a 55-year-old blank.
No, you got Lettucey, you got Gregory Porter.
You get what I'm saying. There's a lot of talent out here, and then to see the generations before us refresh. We got Ron Isley still doing it, and Uncle Charlie is murder. He is he's a national phenomenon. So I think for my class, like me, Brian McKnight, and the guys still singing like Joe and Maxwell, Anthony Hamilton, we're in good shape, and we got to encourage the people coming behind us. And there's room for everybody. We got to stop believing the BS about who's this, who's that. And I'm going to shout out Chris Brown too, because again, their youth, they pick and choose Bryson Tiller for doing All I See Over, sampling my record. They pick and choose how they feel based upon their circumstances. It's like when 50 years ago, they told us hip hop wasn't SHIT. Y'all were wrong.
No.
So happy anniversary, 50 years to hip hop. So coming up on the Bronx and seeing, I used to be in the T Connection. I saw Melly Mel come in there and shut it like he spit out his mouth and history came out. Right. I never heard anything like that. He's like Italian, Caucasian, Japanese, Spanish, Indian, Negro, Vietnamese, MC, disc jockeys, all the fly girls. I was like, the joint levitated. The days of the fever. Shout out to my long lost friend, the guys who lost in the war. My best friend, Greg Chandler, rest in peace. All my dudes are home. The Bronx is coming back. D Nice, Fat Joe. You know what I'm saying? Remy Jamal, Pat Poots, Peter Guns. So we're still here. SWV, my sister's killing the game. So we got to be thankful for what is. And music is going to survive because we love it.
And thank God you love it, man. Because, we need that in radio. People need that just a part of their lives. It's never been dead. I totally agree. So, yeah, man, I'm glad to know that you are revitalized. Let's pray for our brother, Albie Shaw, for him to get his strength back and get back on the feet. But he's walking. And he's out of the hospital.
Listen, we the original Splash Brothers. Me and Albie Shaw. Just know, for you youngsters out there, we the original Splash Brothers. I'm not being truculent, but I'm dead ass serious. So shout out to Steph and Clay. But we all, like, when I heard Al had to have the transplant, all I did is I just was like, God, whatever you put on me, give that measure to him and more. Right. So one day, and May 28th, we're gonna be back on stage together. That was the prayer I had, and we'll be in Vegas May 28th together. Keep hosting. But we got a nice lineup. DJ Quick, 112 next. So it's going to be nice out there for Memorial Day.
Man.
And the night before, Mike Epps and them is going to shut it down.
And plus, you headed out to the Bay Area. You headed out to the Bay Area this week, aren't you?
Yeah, anybody listening who's in the Bay Area, I'll be at Yoshi's live with the band. I'm trying to do a lot of stuff with the band because, I like to touch everybody. The club is nice, but you don't really get to see me in the club. I'm kind of, it's a club show. But with the band... Yeah. With China Black and all of them, it's going to be nice at SOBs, and Yoshi's will be turned up. So come out and check it out if you're around. Definitely get your tickets for SOBs on the 21st. Even if you needed healing on the 20th, come on out and check out the show.
No doubt. We need people to definitely be there, and I don't think they will disappoint you, man. It's everyone didn't know about or couldn't make it to D Nice's place, even though it was sold out. The Apollo was sold out.
It's 6 hours. D Nice is a mogul now. It's so nice to see this kind of stuff transpiring. That's what I'm saying, man. God will take you you'll think you're in the valley and the shadow, and you don't know on the other side the creative shadow is the biggest light you'll ever see in your lifetime. And it's good. And if you pray for people who are experiencing it, that'll teach you that it's possible in your life. He will do it. He'll do it.
Yo, Chris, you dropped a lot of names when you said you're working on this album, this duet album. Who can you drop a name? Just give me one name, Chris. Just give me one name who you're doing a duet with. One.
I legally can't, but I'm gonna tell you. Can I do this? Can I tell you the 6 people who I have planned to do it?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna to start with Layla Hathaway.
Nice.
Fantasia. Faith Evans. Shantae Moore. Lettucey. And one white girl.
That white girl's got to be, I'm going to take a guess. I don't want you to say yes or no. I'm going to say Josh Stone. There's another one out here who sings with, there's a
PJ Morton.
There's no.
That's a little
what's her name? I can't remember her name.
I don't either. That's why I mentioned PJ Morton, because I heard the song. And right now, we're going obviously from the top to the bottom as far as the list, because this is a single climate. The process of music is totally different. Whole albums come together, but they lead with singles. And so we now are at the stage of creating the songs, putting the music down, and the first step will be going after one of those names that I mentioned. But I firmly believe that you speak it into existence. And it's not that these people don't know, but I've been through a lot in the last 2 years. I got a different level of how I see things.
Brother.
A lot of times people say when they die, wherever I was, I didn't even want to come back. But like I said, God promised me that when I left here, I would be empty and not full.
Well, man, you've been through a lot, bro. You've learned a lot, man, from 1989 to now, man. A lot, a hell of a lot. You've been through a lot. You were so kind to share your story with us on Unsung. So we got a taste of it. We don't have the in-depth, but we have a taste of it. So, you could hold a master class for a lot of the young R&B lions out here, who are just now getting their feet wet. But you have enough legs to stand on to do it independently. I have to maybe a distributor, but you don't need a record deal like you used to have in the past, or I'm not wrong. Can you hear me?
Broke up a little bit, Lenny.
I'm sorry.
I'm
saying can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So I'm saying you learned so much in the past. Your legs are strong enough to stand on the independent side. You really don't need a label. Distribution is different.
No labels no more. Nah. Yeah, just distribution. A good attorney, good accountant. Somebody who's a visionary. And this guy that I'm working with, Courtney Benson, I guess he wouldn't mind me saying his name. He's worked with a lot of great. He actually managed Nelly for 14 years, and he's shooting a movie about Huey Newton in Atlanta. So, and I just think he's a visionary. And I have a lot of cool people in my camp. Like, I'm in a great space in life. I'm hugging trees, and there's some other business things going on in my life. But musically, I'm excited about these 4 projects. And the last but not least one is one I know you would like, Lenny. We're going to do a docu-concert tribute to the music of the sounds of Philadelphia, obviously Teddy Pendergrass. So we're going to have Kenny Gamble and Deanna Williams and Leon Huff and Patty Jackson from WBLS, all the Philly legends, even down to recording at Sigma Sound, which when I first got my record deal, I wouldn't record any place but where Teddy recorded. So I went straight to Philadelphia. And that's how I met Gerald Levert. And then we reconvened, and Gerald, I miss him. That was the realest one in the game.
He was, man. One of my best friends.
That was one of the real ones, like for real. I'm not even talking about singing. That was one of the real ones, like a real man's man. So
I remember.
I miss G.
Oh man, I miss G a lot, brother. G came to the studio once, and he knew I did the ski trips. So he comes out, yo man, so when you doing a ski trip? I'm like, I'm thinking about it. Do one, I'll come. I'm like, G, if I plan a ski trip and you fuck me up, I'm not gonna be happy. All right? No, go ahead, do it. So I planned the ski trip, a weekend with Gerald Levert. 3 weeks out, the record company calls me up. You have a something coming up with Gerald? Yeah, I do. It was a ski weekend. When is the date? Gave him the date. He is scheduled to be in a video, make a cameo. What? What? Now, you have to understand, G's following is like your following. Y'all got fans all over the world. So once I leaked, it leaked. So we got people flying in from Atlanta, people flying in from all for this ski trip. 98% women. 98, right? I'm like,
well, that's all Gerald true. Gerald had all the women.
So did you. So you, don't just say Gerald, you too. I mean, much respect to your personal life right now and who's in it, but you, come on, man. The ladies love Christopher Williams.
I love the ladies too. Now, I admit it, me and Albie Shaw, I got it from Al B. He was the original Splash Brothers. I can't,
Just by a couple of years, though.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. Me, Al, and Bobby Brown met and ate one day at Saks Fifth Avenue, probably about when the internet first started really getting crazy. And we sat and giggled. We were sitting outside after we ate, talking on, I was getting my bike. I was getting a ride off. And Al was like, yo, what do you think would have happened if there was IG when we were all really like young and in our peak? And Bobby was like, I would have died.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, so kudos to what these young stars, these young like entertainers go through now, because it's a lot of pressure every day.
Kenny Gamble
told me a story.
When Kenny Gamble was producing the Jacksons, when he left Motown, Michael wanted to buy a pair of sneakers. So Kenny took him to a local sneaker store in Philly. He said one girl in the store recognized him. It got outside the store. They turned around. By the time they got to the front, it was like 200 girls outside the store. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So,
and I'm gonna tell you, it's funny. I had a chance to witness that through Bobby. Bobby was the king. I witnessed it through Al. And I've gotten locked in some record stores and some signings where they just was gonna jump through the windows, and those are cherished memories, man. Like this journey's been beautiful. So, what can I say, man? It's just been beautiful.
Chris, let me tell you something, Chris. You come out with records, with music, on a regular basis, no matter how. Just make it regular, right? They're gonna be jumping through windows for you, man. They're waiting.
That's cool.
You are still strong. You're strong, man. You're strong. You deliver. You're a showman. People are missing that, man. So bring a lot of that old school to the forefront with this. You're gonna kill him. Mark my words. You're gonna kill him. And he's gonna kill y'all if you come to SOBs on April 21st. China Black is presenting him. It's going to be a phenomenal show. SOBs. It's in Manhattan. It's in New York City. For those of you, anyplace else, if you have some time on your hands, you want to come in for a weekend in New York, that would be a great weekend to come in. And look who's jumping it off, Christopher Williams. So make sure that you get your tickets. I'll post up the flyer again. Please make sure you get them, because once it's sold out, baby, they're not going to let anybody in. It's an intimate space, so you're going to be up close and personal with this cat. And ladies, I know you want a piece of this sweat to travel. It's going to be tight. So come on out. Just have a good time. That's all we want. It's a grown and sexy vibe. Christopher brings all of that, and it's going to be lit. So don't miss that 21st SOBs. And I know you're debating about Memorial Day weekend. That's going to be crazy.
Yes, that's going to be dope. And we got DJ Quick, second to none. We got the West Coast to East Coast rap. We got some love and laughter. It's going to be nice. A nice Memorial Day in Vegas. So like I said, we moving. Anybody in the Seattle area, I'm there the 20th. I'll be in Virginia June 3rd. So, but if anybody want to follow me, just check me out, official Christopher Williams on IG. I'm on there personally. I'll be trolling y'all. Y'all don't know it, but I'll be trolling everybody, laughing at some of the crazy stuff that goes on there. But there's some great information, and it's a way that people can stay connected. So, it's just what you do with it.
Well, man, look, man, I know you're out and about. I thank you for taking out your time on this Saturday, man, to hang out with me for a minute. And I can't wait to see you and hang out with you when I do see you, man. But be safe, be well, and know that you're always in my prayers, and everyone else, I'm sure, that's watching as well, man. So love you for that, brother.
Love you for that too, Lenny. Always, man. My prayers for everybody out there. Y'all be safe out there. All right. One.
All right. Peace and love. Christopher Williams is his name. In case you didn't know, now you know. That was a wonderful treat. Christopher Williams doing his thing.